let's get started. It's time for Hot Topic. I see you. Throw your dubs up. Throw your dubs up. I see you. Thank you. Charlie Rose deserves, if in fact this is true, everything that he's got coming to him. How dare him? Like, I am beyond with the whole sexual harassment thing, and I've been trying to skip it on Hot Topics. You know, this is the cheerful show. I like to entertain you in other ways to make you forget about that crap over here and stuff out there in the world. But I can't. So now here he goes. He's got PBS, something else that he does, plus his big job as anchor with Gayle King and the other woman on the CBS Morning News. I don't know who this woman is. I tune in, I like to see what Gayle is wearing and see what wigs she has on today, and then I turn back over to my regular programming. Facts, they're just a little, they're like the old people, you know what I mean? I like to feel young and effervescent in the morning. I don't want to waking up to a 75-year-old man telling me about something. And now that I know that he's a creep, even more so. So he was suspended from the CBS Morning News yesterday after being accused of groping 8 women, including interns. The accusations are, all right, first of all, this is a man who, he's got no children. He has a longtime girlfriend who's some sort of wealthy woman. I don't know what she does, age appropriate, there she is. How long do you stay with that after you find out about that? Anyway, he's accused of making unwanted sexual advances, walking around naked in front of assistants. Naked. And allegedly groping women's breasts and genitals. There's one girl who he would call and say, you know, I would love to see you swimming naked. And he apparently had a home in Long Island as well, where there's a pool. I'd like to see you swim naked around my pool. And he was good at giving shoulder rubs. And known amongst his people as the crusty paw. This is not funny, you all. This is not funny. One woman complained that, one woman, you know, in his fray, complained to one of the executive producers on one of his projects. And this woman said, that's just Charlie. Well, you know what? That's part of the problem as well. If we as women are gonna just say, that's just Charlie, and Ariana Huffington, what in the front of the New York, what paper was that?
Post.
Okay, now I like Ariana Huffington, but you're with this pig Franken, and he's got your breast, and you're clutching it along. No, I don't think she was harassed by him. You know, she's too smart for that. But him, look, you only do if you're either dancing hard or whatever. I gotta tell you, this does not help the situation, Ariana, at all. Taking pictures. You know, I always get asked who my favorite guests are on the show, who's my worst guest, and I don't have an answer for either. I mean, my parents are my favorite guests here because my parents have seen me, you know, grow up from, you know, what they thought. What they thought would amount to, you know, not much to all this. So it's nice for them to see, you know, my full circle moment. But my worst guests, I'm not gonna name, but I can tell you this. It had to do with some groping, and you all saw it, but didn't say a word. And I felt it, and I didn't say a word. My staff saw it, and, you know, that guest will never be here anymore. He's not relevant anymore anyway. It was, I believe it was the 3rd season of our show. It might have even been the 2nd season. You know, we're 9 seasons in, so I feel very comfortable in pushing a man through my glass coffee table. if, you know, if anything gets seedy. But back then, you know, I'm still trying to, you know, pedal the bike, you know, I'm on TV, you know, what do you do? And I knew this guy, a comedian. I knew this guy, and so, not in person, but you know, his work. We all know him. If I said his name, you know exactly who I'm talking about, bar none, every one of you. So he's a guest on our show, he comes out. Little man, right? He goes, you know, I hug my guests. He hugs me, but lays in my breast inappropriately. And I didn't know what to do, because I'm brand new on TV, whereas now I would definitely push somebody through a glass coffee table. I didn't know what to do. So I just, and then after the hug, he looked up at me. He goes, "Ow, you're not Oprah." I didn't know how to take that. And the whole interview was just weird. And I just would never have him here again. And I am 2 seconds away from saying his name, but it's not worth it. However, if I see you in the mall, I'll tell you. I gave you a hint by talking like this. Anyway, back to Charlie. So, the co-host, Nora O'Donnell, that's her name, sorry, Nora, and Gayle King, they spoke out this morning, and I thought that they did an excellent job, and I hope that, that Charlie is permanently off this show. I would hope that they would never bring him back, and I don't know whether they would bring another man back or whether the girls would just close in the ranks, but just take a look.
Let me be very clear. There is no excuse for this alleged behavior. This will be investigated. This has to end. This behavior is wrong, period.
I got an hour and 42 minutes of sleep last night. Both my son and my daughter called me. Oprah called me and said, "Are you okay?" I am not okay. You know, I've enjoyed a friendship and a partnership with Charlie for the past 5 years. I've held him in such high regard, and I'm really struggling because what do you say when someone that you deeply care about has done something that is so horrible?
Well, 5 years, Charlie was already there when Gayle got hired. I would imagine he gave her a warm reception and, you know, they became friends. But forget him, Gayle. Forget the friendship. You can, I mean, can you forgive a friend who did a terrible thing? And when I say terrible thing, I mean something like this, these sexual allegations, or child abuse, or robbing banks, or murdering somebody. I gotta say, here's what I always say about friendship. You're my friend until you're not. And when you're not, I cut you at the root. There will be no growth. Nope, nope, no. So Charlie issued a statement, so stupid. I guess he isn't lawyered up, I don't know. He was wandering around Manhattan last night, and TMZ caught him. It was $1,000 for the footage. I'm not paying that, we got a budget around here. So I'll describe to you what I saw. He was in a very elegant Manhattan lobby, walking by himself. His bangs were disheveled over onto the other side of his face, like he might have had a few Moscow mules or something. Yeah. He was walking by himself, all by himself. There was no woman, there was no man, there was no nothing. He just looked like a defeated man talking to TMZ. Talking to TMZ. He actually talked. Anyway, Charlie issued a statement, by the way, admitting that he acted inappropriately, but thought at the time that he was pursuing shared feelings. Sorry, hiccups. Shared feelings? What the dementia is going on? Bury him. Yeah. All right, I got a good one for you. All right, so the two biggest mouths for daughters in show business to me, Matthew Knowles, who talks about Beyonce and whatnot, and then Joe Jackson. Okay, so Joe, now mind you, Joe is like 99 years old. Okay, he's 89, going on 99 years old. Joe thinks his daughter, I'm only playing Joe. Joe thinks his daughter Janet will perform at the upcoming Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake, and he's talking about it. He said that Janet is ready for a comeback and the secret conversations have already been taken. Joe, shut your mouth. But I guess, you know, when you're an older person and you live in Vegas and the cameras come to you and they want to know something, you want to feel important still. Remember, he was important. He but, you know, he raised all those kids and quit his job and made them what they are today, you know? So I guess he misses a bit of the limelight. Janet, forget what your father said. Janet, I know you're on tour. And I know that, you know, you still want to promote your tour. And the Super Bowl's a great way to do it. But you will never darken a stage with Justin Timberlake. Please don't do it. Because now, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is my opinion, right? He got a pass for ripping your outfit. Your career has never been the same since then. So you're the one who suffered. He's top billing at the Super Bowl. So if you came on, you'd be second billing. You're Jackson, damn it. Top billing or nothing. Number one. And even if the Super Bowl all of a sudden made her top billing and maybe Justin second billing, no Super Bowl, no Justin, Janet, you're just gonna have to pray on it that your tour is gonna be fine without Super Bowl and all the hubbub around it. But no, I wanna take a survey. Clap if you think she should do the Super Bowl. Anyway, Kim Kardashian is cleaning house. Well, she just fired her former assistant, some girl named Stephanie Shepard. I get confused whenever I watch these shows, or, you know, this whole Kardashian thing. I never know whether I'm watching from, you know, 2011, 2017. I mean, I only know I'm watching current when I see current Kylie. You know? When I see old Kylie, then I know, oh. And Chris is aging wonderfully, so you really can't tell from her. Anyway, she'd worked with Kim, apparently, this assistant, since 2013, and she was a big part of the Keeping Up with the Kardashian show, apparently. Do you know this girl, Stephanie? Do you know who I'm talking about? Okay, you know her. Well, she's out of a job. Stephanie allegedly wanted a larger role in the company. She wanted to be given something other than just being assistant. So Kim gave her a chance, and then Kim realized that she didn't have what it takes to take on a bigger role. So Kim fired her. Somebody in my Hot Topics meeting said, well, you know, couldn't she just have put her back to being the assistant? Nope. Because once somebody is demoted, they're out to get you. Secretly. Well, Stephanie was also very close with Kourtney. I don't understand that. You know, if you're my assistant. Why does she look as beautiful as all of them, too? She looks like one of them. The whole closeness with Kourtney, apparently it was Kourtney who said Stephanie is upset, and Kim is saying, why is she talking to you? It's like when my mother calls my assistant. Well, I cut that off a long time ago. Don't email her, don't call her, don't, you know, you come through me and I'll find out what's going on. Don't do that. I think Kim is stepping up, though. I think she's stepping up to be the real leader of the family and a real boss. Like, don't be fooled by all the surgery and stuff. I believe what she's realizing is I've got a husband that I can't count on financially or mentally. I've got two children. 2 children,
1 on the way.
Okay. I've got children, and they're young enough where I need to clean up and get smart quick before they start to realize things. You know, now it's just, you know, oh, mommy and daddy and everything is so cute. I think Kim is the boss of the family in her own way. And this girl, she messed up. I don't even know why the assistant was on the reality show. Like, why do they, you know, what happened to those 2 black twins? Were they on there? Melania and Tasha? I mean,
Good.
Whoever. Malia Obama is a girl after my own heart. I mean, I wouldn't even be mad if she was my own daughter. Just because, what is wrong? TMZ spotted Malia, she's 19. She was at a Harvard tailgating party, kissing a boy wildly, and smoking a cigarette, clearly. Look at her go. She had touched his face and everything, and look at that cigarette. But we've seen her smoke something else, too. I wouldn't be mad. She seems to have a good time. You would be mad? I wouldn't be mad. The days of the first daughters having to be, you know, all prim and proper are over. Look at the world that we're living in. Bon vivant, everybody. Live and let live. You know? She's already accepted to Harvard, but she's taken the year off, from the White House just to, you know, have fun. And why not? So she went up to Harvard to go to the tailgating party. Well, that's what you do at tailgating parties. You smoke, you make out, and you drink. Now, I know that Michelle is probably upset, and Barack is probably upset. Maybe Michelle more than Barack, but you know what I would do, Malia? I would block your mom's number for a good... I would block her number for a good week, and I'd be holed up somewhere at the Ritz in Copley Square, up there in Boston, and continue having my good time. Like, Mom, I've been a prisoner of the White House for 8 years of my life. I am 19 years old. You have Secret Service on me. They see me right there. I got this. I am 6'1". I found a boy that I love, or like, or want to make out with. He's 6'5". Do you know how hard it is for us giraffes to find guys taller than us like that? And I don't care that he's white. I just want her to be happy. And Sasha, you're gonna have a really hard time because now everything that Malia does, you're gonna be able to throw it in your mom's face, your mom and dad's face. Well, she did it. Why can't I? So Sasha's next. Anyway, all right. Do you remember last week I showed you some footage of a woman climbing through, a disgusting woman, climbing through the window at McDonald's, stealing money, drinks, and a box of food, shaming herself. We see her face. I called out a dragnet. Well, apparently they caught her. Well, like, whatever, Wendy. She was shamed into turning herself into the police, and now she's been charged with burglary and theft. But here's the rest of the story. This is a, what's she, 27?
27.
This is a 27-year-old married woman with a small child. Her husband said she was probably drunk because she says she doesn't remember anything. No excuse. If you see this woman, give her the mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right. I always love when our first guest stops by. He's so funny. We loved him in Sex and the City, and now he's starring in a Lifetime holiday movie. It's called A Very Merry Toy Store. Take a look.
Oh, no. What?
I know. I know.
What happened to the ordinance?
Connie, it's like I told Waldenova just now. Barnes' attorney filed a motion for a waiver.
Filed a motion with who?
The Board of Selectmen. We're voting on it this month. But it has to be a simple majority. That's the good news. And the board is only me and two other people. Shirley Laverson, who, granted, might vote in Barnes' favor. And my brother-in-law, Pete, who I just gave my kidney to last year.
Please welcome Mario Cantone.
husband. No, this is not a pumpkin pie. This is a sweet potato pie. The best sweet potato pie a white boy ever made.
Put it right there. Well, no. Well,
Where do you want it?
Move it over there.
I know you.
Well, you're married to Jerry, so you got the black in you.
Yeah,
at least 3 times a week.
You know what's so funny? Well, you know, my mother-in-law, may she rest in peace, she loved my sweet potato pie. I've had many knowledgeable black women that know about a sweet potato pie say it is unbelievable. So,
really?
Yes, I want your husband to try it.
Okay, give me some. What did they tell you? I don't like sweet potato pie.
Do you like? Yes, they did.
Why'd they tell?
Well, I don't know. So, it's not a big secret. It's not like
I don't like sweet potato pie.
It's okay.
I only like cherry pie.
You cherry pie. Yeah.
Let me give you shoe cam.
Always a shoe cam. Oh, wait, it's Dusty.
No?
Kenneth Cole. Okay, that Hamburglar. It looks like she was simulating birth. It was very weird coming through the window like that. It's hilarious. I want to smack her and go, cry. Nah, nah.
That's very embarrassing.
I know. Well, you know, so she made herself a drink. Is that what happened?
She brought all the food back out. Look, she's escaping with all the food.
I love how she's like, no one can see me because I have my shirt over my head.
And then she shows us plumber booty.
Oh, God.
The whole bit.
Have you seen that commercial where they got the plumber's crack with everybody lately?
No.
Years ago, that would not fly on network television, and now they're like showing crack.
Well, look at the world that we're living in.
I can't even talk about it anymore. Okay, let's talk about light and fun and fluffy things.
19-year-old Malia Obama. Aren't you happy for her?
First of all, I love her. And good for her. I don't like that she's smoking cigarettes, though. I don't like it.
No, but
I love that
she got it from her father.
She's got a handsome man there. They look like they're very much in love. But, you know, I don't want her smoking. Her father smoked. I miss him so much.
Yeah. I want to thank TMZ for that video.
Oh, that was TMZ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
What do you think about this Charlie Rose thing?
Well, I mean, I mean, when it's 8 women like that, it's done.
And we're up to 58 or something like that with Weinstein.
Oh, 58 with him?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he looks like the giant that was at the top of the beanstalk and they chopped him down.
And Bill Cosby, we haven't forgotten about you.
Oh my God. All right.
All right, so what happened with my movie?
Oh,
what happened with my movie?
With the Sex and the City movie?
Yes.
Well, it's not going to get done. And yes, we're all very upset about it. I'm very pissed off about it. I had a lovely role in it. Willie Garson, who plays Stanford, my husband, in it. We had quite a storyline. And you know what? Some of us needed the friggin' work. So it's upsetting.
So did you ever call Kim? Because it was because
I didn't call anybody. I do not get involved. I step back. Whatever their negotiations are, whatever they spoke about, whatever happened, I don't know. All I know is it's not happening, and I'd like to tip over this table like my mother did when she was angry because she was Italian and really... off about it. I had a lovely role in it. Willie Garson, who plays Stanford, my husband, in it. We had quite a storyline, and you know what? Some of us needed the friggin' work. So it's upsetting.
So did you ever call Kim? Because it was because
I didn't call anybody. I do not get involved. I step back. Whatever their negotiations are, whatever they spoke about, whatever happened, I don't know. All I know is it's not happening, and I'd like to tip over this table like my mother did when she was angry because she was Italian and really pissed off.
Well, do you think that they could do the movie without Samantha? Because I don't.
Well, no, that Michael Patrick King, the writer-director, he's not going to do it without her. Why? No, it's not going to happen. It's over. So stop it. Stop it!
I can't.
Just stop it! It's over!
I can't. Look, I even read that they were thinking about bringing in Nicole Kidman.
No, they're not.
Did you hear that?
Yes, and Keith Urban's going to play me. No, that's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen at all.
Well,
no.
I'm sad.
I'm sad. No, I wasn't the one that laid my head on your breast.
No, and
you said a short comedian.
That was only...
Listen,
Oprah. You know what? Honestly, that was only one example. I have been inappropriately handled out here.
I don't do that.
Times.
But I do call you. I call you the Mae West of.
Well, you can look, just don't touch. Not like that.
No, I won't. You know you don't have to worry about me.
Oh, the gaiety of it all.
Oh, the gaiety of it all. Yes, it is.
Are you pure?
Am I purely gay?
Mm-hmm.
I am a gold card gay. Do you know what that means? because I came through the canal, so I did have some contact with the vagina at one point.
At one point, that's your only time.
But I've never been with a woman. I've never had sex with a woman. If you're a platinum gay, your mother has had a cesarean, so then you've never been through it.
Oh.
So that's the definition of all that.
Well, I found a picture of you, and I want to know what the unibrow is going on. Sugar Daddy.
Well, yeah, that was... Nick Kroll did this whole thing about showing pubescent pictures of yourself on Twitter. So that was the one that I had. I hadn't plucked my eyebrows yet. I pluck, I don't wax. My mother used to wax. It was like, oh my God.
About how old were you here?
I was 15, 16, and I was out of the closet.
Were you?
This was the 70s, kids. This was like 74, 75. I was out of the closet. I wasted no time. I did not. Look, I didn't look. I did not, you know, go on the loudspeaker, you know, on the intercom at the end of school and go, there's a chess club meeting and a drama club meeting, and by the way, I'm a homosexual. I didn't do that, but I was out to friends and a few family members.
Yeah?
And, yeah, I didn't.
You were comfortable.
I was like, this is what it is. My sister had gay friends, and I looked up to my sister Marion so much. She's the reason why I kind of went into this business, and I adore her and love her. And she had gay friends, and I was like, if she thinks it's okay, it's okay. So I knew deep down it was okay. So guess what? Come out wherever you are, because you're wasting precious, precious time.
Nice advice.
Yeah.
You're such an easy guest here on the show.
I love being with you. You're an easy, not an easy woman, but you're an easy woman to talk to on the couch.
Thank you, Mario.
You know.
All right. So the holidays are here. There's a holiday movie. Tell us all about it. You play the mayor.
I play the mayor. I play the mayor of New Britain, Connecticut. And do you know that Paul Manafort's father was the mayor of New Britain, Connecticut? Paul Manafort, who's being investigated in the whole Trump-Russia thing. Yeah, his father was the mayor of New Britain, Connecticut. So, yeah. Yeah, so I played the mayor.
See Mario Cantone?
Yeah, there I am right there, just looking at a computer. It was a lot of fun. I mean,
Mario Lopez?
Yes, I love him. He was wonderful. Oh, the whole cast was great. I mean, Melissa was a lovely time.
So the premise is that it's a big box store that's trying to take over.
Yeah, the two smaller toy stores, and they have to join forces to, you know, take down the corporate thing. So yeah, it's very. The only sad thing about it is that Judy Garland wasn't alive to sing the theme song. Have yourself a merry
He's a fun
little
guest.
toy store.
Clap it up for Mario Cantone, everybody. A very merry toy store.
Yes.
Airs Sunday night at 8 on Lifetime. And up next, we're in the Wendy kitchen cooking up some Thanksgiving deliciousness. I can't